wanted to get your thoughts on Boris Johnson's month, if you like. So if I did take us back for a minute, 3 or 4 weeks now was when the sleaze shit started. And it felt then like it was Boris Johnson's bad week, right? Everyone was saying, oh, he's having a bit of a rough one. And then there was a Nadine Dorries fuck up or something. She got confused about it. She's in trouble every fucking week at the moment, with some sort of misunderstanding, or she doesn't. Anyway, so he's having a bad week there. And then it's spilt. There's a sort of aftermath of the sleaze stuff, and the Daily Mail turns on him, and then all of these problems seem to just carry on going and snowballing. And now we're at a point where there's these letters of, no confidence votes are flying around. Does this feel like to you, does this feel like he's on a downward kill, like he's on his way out in the same way that Theresa May was around that kind of, where she couldn't do anything right. She kept fucking everything up and there was letters of no confidence going around. Does this feel to you like he's on his way out, or is this just a blip?
Yeah. I preface this with the fact that I'm incredibly shit at predictions. Like, I didn't see Trump coming, didn't see Brexit coming, or anything like that. But yeah, it does feel like they're kind of circling around him in the same way that they did with Theresa May. And know that it'll improve anything. It'll just be that they get Sunak to take over, most likely. Eventually, that's my guess. Like, sort of the people's psychopath, like a Dexter rather than a Leatherface kind of thing. But it really does seem like they're starting to turn on him. The backbenchers are obviously already causing a fuss. Sunak starting kind of briefing wars with him. So
I've seen that, yeah. So I saw something today suggesting that there were leaks coming out saying that it was someone from Sunak's office that was saying like he's not happy with how things are being run in Number 10, and I was a bit like, that's fucking ballsy. It's like, saying to somebody else in your team that you don't like the way that the boss is, right? It's like a briefing war against your boss, who could just fire you like the next day or have you removed from the post. It's
you don't get it much in regular jobs.
No. But it's you're right. Like with the parallels with Theresa May, I remember there was a period where like she had her coughing fit on the stage, and then the thing fell down behind her, and slowly but surely, like all of the right wing press started turning on her, and then there was a Boris Johnson figure there who was about to sort of take all of that ill feeling and wrap it up into a kind of leadership campaign. And it feels to me like we're at a point where people have lost faith in him as a leader. They talk a lot about like, he really needs to get things back on track. I've seen that phrase a lot, but like back on track. I'm like, when has he exercised any leadership whatsoever? But it feels like we're at a point where nothing is really going right for him, and any small thing blows up in the paper as like another illustrative example of how shit he is. And the only thing that's missing to my mind is that Boris Johnson figure, and you've mentioned Sunak, but I don't know how you feel about this, but I feel like maybe the Tory party is still too racist to accept a Rishi Sunak as a leader. What do you reckon?
Or
a Priti Patel?
No, I'm not so sure. I think they probably would go for Sunak. They've been better at picking their leaders, in terms of choosing kind of. Well, they had female leaders long before Labour. Well, who still haven't. I still think that they'd go for him. They seem to be coalescing around him, and I think they think he's popular enough with the country. I don't like him, by the way, just to clarify that before anyone tweets at me. But
I mean, my take on Sunak is he's sort of a plastic populist, if you like.
Yeah, it's another Cameron.
Yeah, he is another Cameron. You're right. You're bang on there. So he's in the same way that Cameron sort of caught a vague whiff of environmentalism and, you know, hug a hoodie and all, you know, sort of, what was it? Compassionate conservatism. Like that was the phrase around then. And then as soon as they got in office, there's that famous quote of him going like, yeah, bin the green shit. Like as soon as it was like, as soon as there was any expectation on him affecting change in any meaningful way in any of this shit, then it was like, yeah, no, I'll fuck that. Like, and you're right. Like, so in a similar way with the pandemic, with the furlough scheme, with the government loans to keep businesses afloat, all of these sort of arguably socialist policies to give out public money to keep people from basically fucking dying in the street. People have warmed to him, and they find that sort of policy palatable when it comes from a Tory, which is really weird. But yeah, I feel like if he did get in the hot seat, if they did put him into number 10, all of that shit would go. He would no longer be like, he doesn't dish out free money because he fucking loves dishing out free money. He does it because it's an economic necessity. Yeah.
His budgets have been just as terrible as all the previous ones. Yeah, I don't buy any of his like cuddly images of the public. But
yeah. What was his? Didn't he do like a photo? Was there a pho set or something? He
seems to have a photographer with him at all times. Like the one that really stuck with me was when he was doing that. Like, did a look back at the pandemic in a video, and it just going on about how great the pandemic was for him, kind of thing. It was really odd tone.
Yeah,
gotta look it up.
That's like when you expect a fucking junior aide in Whitehall, like somebody with some vague sense of self-awareness and real-world experience, should really like step in and go like, read the fucking room.
People have died.